everyone, I've returned. Looks like I did have more time to actually work on this. Now, let's continue, shall we? So I entered college, I had never even been to Eagle Mountain before. That's garbage.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. It's true, Mr. Falls did give instructions to Valerie Hawthorne about their meeting. Note that she left said, wear white identification for identification. Wear white scarf for identification. Isn't it obvious? Doesn't it strike you as odd? That note was a secret piece of evidence! How is it that the witness knows about it? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, did you show top secret evidence to the witness? In that case, the only way the witness... When the victim went to see the killer, she used her own scarf to signal him. That's why I assumed that the signal was a white scarf. Witness, sorry, but your explanation is not going to work here. That's impossible. There's no way you could have seen the victim use a white scarf to signal him. Not buying it.
Take that!
You said several times in your testimony that the victim was wearing a scarf. A white scarf, correct? That's what I'd like to know. Have a look at this. It's the victim's scarf. I'm sure people would disagree about what to call this color. However, it certainly is not white. You knew what the note said. It says, wear white scarf for identification. That's the reason why you said it was white. Well... Mr. Edgeworth, I'm waiting for an explanation. Now! yet, the witness knew exactly what the note said. At the time of the murder, the number of people that knew were quite limited. Terry Falls is one. The person who wrote the note, Valerie Hawthorne, is another. And finally, one more person. That's right, a person that no one would have suspected. Gotcha.
Take that!
That person is Dahlia Hawthorne. Look at the victim's note. This is what it says. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her that this time. There is her name right there. Dahlia Hawthorne was the victim's deceased younger sister. She was killed in a crime 5 years ago. Yes, she was kidnapped and killed by Terry Falls.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. You said she was killed? But was she really? Of course, people thought she had died 5 years ago. But she fell off Dusky Bridge and was lost in the Eagle River. However, her corpse was never found.
Objection!
Just because she was declared illegally dead doesn't mean she actually is dead.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. Fact remains that her body was never recovered. Dahlia Hawthorne was 14 years old 5 years ago. If she was still alive, she would be 19 now. Melissa Foster? I believe that's the same age you are.
Objection!
But I am. That's precisely what I'm saying. This witness before us is the girl that was kidnapped and killed 5 years ago. It's girl is in fact Miss Dahlia Hawthorne! If I can expose her true nature, I can turn this whole case on its head. Now it's my chance to make Mr. Edgeworth squirm. Who the hell are you, witness? Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. What? He knew her true identity from the get-go. There you go. Nope. Why did she hide her identity for 5 years? That's garbage, Mr. Edgeworth.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. Accidental? My ass. I don't believe that for a minute. For the last 5 years, she's been playing the role of the victim. And now we find her acting suspiciously at the scene of another murder.
Objection!
Yeah, some more of that, Mr. Edgeworth. What? Oh, you better believe I do, Your Honor. Oh, yes.
Objection!
What makes you think they're empty? Nope. Just arrived at the moment of truth. It's coming from someone younger than me. Oh, I know exactly what her motive is.
Take that!
Right here. Nope. The story starts after Terry Falls escaped. He called Valerie and told her how he wanted to meet. This is the note she left. It says, talk to Dahlia. Tell her the truth. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Valerie Hawthorne gave Dahlia a warning. She told her she was going to reveal to the world the entire truth. There was a dangerously important secret between Valerie and Dahlia. That's the reason Dahlia felt she had to kill Valerie. To keep her mouth shut permanently.
Objection!
Fiction? I think not. Gladly, Mr. Edgeworth. Exactly. Your Honor, the defense would like to request further testimony. I'm gonna put that little... You know what? I'm not gonna say a word. Yet. Regarding the kidnapping 5 years ago, we believe it will explain a lot of things. Such as the nature of the important secret between the Hawthorne sisters. Putting on the old charm one more time, Dahlia? But this will be the last time you hide behind your womanly wiles. That's garbage. That's complete garbage, Mr. Edgeworth. And you know it. Exactly. That's exactly what we're supposed to believe, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor? No, she is not. The fact that the kidnapping 5 years ago was staged. Exactly. A fake kidnapping. Kind of reminds you of the previous case we were actually working on. The one at the restaurant with the fake Phoenix Wright, where there was a fake murder and a real murder. Oh, I am not done yet. Far from it. One moment, everyone. Just need a short break. Bingo. Nobody's gonna believe that garbage. Hold it. Did you and Mr. Falls have a relationship? You're tutoring him, Mr. Falls? That makes sense. 5 years ago, she was only 14. Hawthorns are in the jewelry trade and are quite wealthy. Hold it! I heard the diamond is valued in the neighborhood of $2 million. The defendant demanded that her sister Valerie make the exchange. Not as a detective, of course, but as an individual. By the way, I want to ask you something, Mr. Edgeworth. Why do you think he wanted to make the exchange up there on the mountain? If he ever got surrounded, it would be hard to escape. Hold it! That was a dangerous thing to do, considering you were being held hostage. Hold it. I'd like to hear more about what happened right at that moment. Hold it. That's why you hid your identity? Meanwhile, legally, this witness has been deceased for 5 years. Hold it! So the new identity was Melissa Foster, right? That makes sense. With an insider's help, doing all the paperwork would have been impossible. Without. I just have to prove that the kidnapping was a hoax. Now don't forget what I said earlier, everyone. I said that Dahlia is actually one of the most evil characters in all of gaming. And that there was something else. Actually, there were 2 things that she actually does that make her among the most evil. Objection, Your Honor. You said that Mr. Falls pushed you into the Eagle River. However, that's hard to believe. I'm sorry. I guess I wasn't clear enough. I shouldn't have said that it's hard to believe. I should have said that's impossible. I asked that the court recall the condition of Dusky Bridge now and 5 years ago. That bridge hasn't changed one bit in these last 5 years. But someone had pushed you from behind, as you have claimed. Instead of being carried away by the river, he would have been smashed by the bedrock below. A most certain death. Do you understand now, Dahlia Hawthorne? The very notion that my client pushed you from behind is impossible.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. It's 40 feet from the bridge to the river. Small change in the water level wouldn't have made a difference. What do you mean? Edgeworth, you're an idiot. I don't buy that. And neither would anyone else. What? Objection, Your Honor. Unfortunately for you, that's just the assault. The start of the assault. I believe your reasoning went something like this, Mr. Edgeworth. After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. However, once again, I'm forced to say that's impossible. Because your flawed logic contradicts the court record. Your Honor, all the answers are right here in this photo. Take a look at the wires supporting both sides of the bridge. They extend up to about 5 feet off the ground. It would have been impossible to push someone off of there.
Objection!
Aware of that, Mr. Edgeworth.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. So young and already so forgetful, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Falls had been shot in the right arm. And more importantly, Valerie Hawthorne had her gun trained on him. At point-blank range, for that matter. So, Mr. Falls throwing the witness off the bridge? That is clearly impossible. Dahlia Hawthorne, you jumped into the Eagle River intentionally. Ridiculous remark? I think not. Objection, Your Honor. Perhaps, but still, that's exactly what you did. You were probably confident that you could handle the swift current. But even more so, the witness had a much more compelling reason for jumping into the river.
Objection!
witness is still alive. This fact alone explains everything. This is why she risked her life by jumping into the rapids of the Eagle River.
Take that!
5 years ago, something else disappeared along with Dahlia that day. The item that Valerie brought up the mountain with her. The $2 million diamond. Yes, Dahlia had it all planned from the beginning. The $2 million, she was going to keep it all for herself. She forced Mr. Falls to help her fake the kidnapping. At the last minute, she betrayed him and threw herself into the river. With the ransom tucked away safely in her backpack. Sure about that, Mr. Edgeworth?
Objection!
Actually, yes, Mr. Edgeworth. I do think a 14-year-old is capable of such a demonic plan, because Dahlia Hawthorne is far from normal. This woman is a demon. And there was one more person who helped make a demon out of her. Her sister, Valerie Hawthorne.
Objection!
Exactly. I'm sure that weighed heavily on her conscience for the past 5 years. This is the sole reason behind the victim's murder. On the day of the murder, after receiving the phone call from Mr. Falls, Valerie called her sister Dahlia. And then she told her what she was planning to do. Exactly. That is what sealed Valerie Hawthorne's fate. That is when you hatched your demonic plan to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. A plan that would ensure neither of your accomplices to the kidnapping would talk. And that is why you killed your sister, Valerie Hawthorne. Here we go. Oh, trust me, this is not done yet. Alright, everyone. Now, this is one of the real proofs. The real proof that Dahlia Hawthorne is one of the most evil characters in gaming history. Watch this.
Take that!
Your Honor, defense wishes to call a new witness. We would like to call to his testimony. We would like to hear the testimony of Mr. Terry Falls. There's only one person who can shed any further light on the situation. Only one person that knows what Dahlia's role in the kidnapping was. Only one person that can say whether the person in the photo is Rory Hawthorne, or whether it was in fact her younger sister Dahlia disguised as her. There's only one person who can solve the riddle once and for all. And that person is Terry Falls. Mr. Falls. I don't know what she said to you 5 years ago, but one thing is crystal clear. Dahlia is very much alive. And you were used for $2 million. Here we go. Mr. Falls, you're covering for her.
Objection!
Hold it. According to the note, the meeting was supposed to take place at 4:30. You certainly arrived early, didn't you? You waited on the bridge for 30 minutes? Mr. Falls. Why did he just climb up? He's hiding something here?
Hold it!
Hold it!
Hold it!
Hold it! You're watching the car? I suppose that's the obvious thing to do, but something's bothering me. I'm getting that feeling, a contradiction. Hold it. Mr. Falls, think carefully now. Are you certain that it was Valerie Hawthorne? Wait a minute. If you had remembered her face, then why did you make her wear a scarf as identification? Hold it! What did you talk to her about anyway? Mr. Falls! No! You just said she isn't dead. Hold it! How can you be so sure? It was raining at the time, and sunset that day was at 5 o'clock. Could have already been pretty dark on that mountain at 4:30. Please, Mr. Falls, this is your last chance. You've already taken the fall once for something you didn't do. Even if it means the death penalty, even if it means taking the blame for murder. You'll still do whatever it takes to protect her, won't you, Mr. Falls? I already know that, Diego. Objection, Your Honor. So when you got to the bridge, no one had arrived, huh? So you waited on the bridge. You're sure of that? Well then, I'm sure too, Mr. Falls. I'm sure that you're lying! You want to know who arrived on at the bridge first? Just look at this photo. It's perfectly clear. Obviously, the person that came first would be the one at the end of the bridge, correct? Precisely my point. In other words, Mr. Foles, you must have arrived at the bridge after she did. Memento.